Tomahawk and Jantone present Reading Scary Stories for Halloween. Disclaimer, most of them are pretty bad. Let's begin.
The year is 1999. A sentence brings me back to my senior kindergarten class when I was first 5 years old, where we used to read out the data on the on the blackboard every single day. The year 1999 exists as a stain in my mind, however, as a memory that will not go away no matter how hard I try to forget it. 1999 marked the year I lost my first tooth, my first time on a plane, and unfortunately, the early loss of my childhood innocence. That one memory that refuses to be wiped. It all started with that new or old TV at the time. Pokemon was the latest fad to hit the school. Pokemon cards, games, stickers, and the most popular TV show. So of course, every time I came home from school, I would stay glued to the TV until Pokemon came on at 5. The only problem was that my dad watched the news at 5:30. The Pokemon episodes were back to back, which meant I had to miss an episode every day. I whined on and on about my dad. Something I whined on and on about. My dad got tired of hearing my complaints every day. That must have been why he went and bought another TV. Oh, I actually remember this one. This one's good, actually, I think. My dad put the TV he bought in my room. Unfortunately, it was just an old, small... Wait, boob TV, is that real? What the heck? With rabbit ears, even? Okay. It also only had 20 channels available, not including the channel Pokemon was on. I recall I didn't care though. I was just thrilled to had my own TV in my room. After surfing through the channels, I came to conclude that only Channel 2 TVO Kids was worth watching. So I watched that for a while. It wasn't for another few months until I discovered Channel 21. One day in April, I was flipping through the channels trying to see if Pokemon was on. I pressed Channel 21 into the remote, hoping there were more channels. And to my delight, there was. My dad was surprised too, but he let me watch it because it seemed to have kids programming on it. The channel was called Kaldon Local 21. And later I found out it was indeed broadcast from the town of Caledon, Ontario. I don't think I'm not saying that right, but that works.
Caledon.
A town that was very close to my city. The shows I saw on Caledon Local 21 looked poorly made. I never really understood what was going on in them half the time. However, as I grew up, every time I thought of that channel, I realized more and more how messed up the shows on there really were. Okay, no, it's what it says. What it really says is, I realized more and more how messed up the shows were, and I had to ask myself, what the fuck am I watching? Because, of course, like, early elementary schooler kid is already saying the F word. Okay, the following is a list of the shows and episodes I remember seeing on Keldon Local 21. I remember such detail even disturbs me. No, how I remember such detail even disturbs me. But I guess things like this stand out in your mind for a while. The channel only ran a few shows. Probably because it was only operational between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. April 1999, Mr. Bear's Cellar, Episode 12. A very sketchy man. Very sketchy name. If you were to look at it nowadays, the show featured a guy wearing a bear mascot costume who would get a new visitor into his cellar every day. It was always a kid. The show was filmed with a camcorder, and not a very good one either. The police asked me a lot of questions about this show. This episode started with Mr. Bear sitting at a table playing checkers by himself. He sat there playing for a bit until there was a knock on the door. The camera was then looking up the stairs at the door, where there was another knock. Mr. Bear climbed the stairs and opened the door to reveal two young children. One was a boy about my age, and the other was a girl who looked about 8. Mr. Bear danced in delight and then started talking to the kids. I couldn't hear any of them that well. I remembered Mr. Bear then led the kids into the cellar, which was quite dark, only lit by a small oil lamp on the table. I can't really remember that much more, except him singing a song which I couldn't hear too well either. Probably because of that large bear mask. Yes, the episode ended with them playing hide and seek with the kids hiding in a closet and Mr. Bear counting. May 1999. Soup and Spoon. I don't think this was even a show. I think it was more of a special movie thing. All I know is I stopped watching held on Local 21 for a while because I thought this show was too stupid. Especially since Pokemon now came on at 4:30 to 5, and I don't remember much of this, but it showed... Especially since Pokemon came out. Okay, I don't remember much of this, but it showed a can of soup and a spoon, both attached to syringes, swinging back and forth, as if someone was holding them and dangling them in front of the camera.
Syringes?
Interesting. What's up?
Syringes?
Yeah, weird, right?
Did they mean like pendulums? What?
Yeah, I know, right? Like syringes attached to spoons.
I'm so lost.
A can of soup tied to a syringe.
Oh, like an IV, like
no, like it's
like
just
can
a
of
string,
soup, like
right?
can of soup
It's a
IV.
string, right? Like it's just a string, right?
Yeah,
you know,
but
tied
what
it
I'm
around
thinking
it
is
and then
like
tied to the end of the syringe and
yeah,
a spoon.
I guess that's a little weird.
It's really weird, right? Okay.
I'm scared.
As if someone was holding them, dangling them in front of the camera. Interestingly, though, the show was shot in a basement, which looked just like the one used in Mr. Bear's cellar. Like I said, I can't remember much. The only thing I can remember clearly was the end. The entire thing was only half an hour, and just included stuff I found stupid, such as a spoon chasing the soup around, trying to eat him. The ending showed a table and about 7 kids sitting around it, each with a bowl of soup in front of them. They were sitting and looking at the camera, but with confused, almost frightened faces. The cameraman The cameraman then held the can of soup in front of the kids and said, "Spoons ready." And then it just stopped.
Huh?
I know, it's weird.
I'm fucking scared, man. I am. I don't.
So this is like a mysterious channel in the local area, right? Town nearby. It just pops up out of nowhere, right? It wasn't always there. It's just like
I'm very
20
scared.
channels at first. Just appears. And these weird freaking homemade videos are playing with this guy in a bear costume in a basement with kids. Right?
I don't like it. I don't like where
I
it's
don't
going.
like it either. This kid just doesn't know what's going on because, you know, he's a freaking innocent kid, right?
I am scared. I don't think this axe is enough. I need a gun.
Honestly, you could probably slash that man these days. To be fair, okay.
I don't know. This axe might not be enough. It's sharp.
Who knows?
Carbon
It might
steel,
not be.
but I'm scared.
It was summer, and July 1999. It was summer, and I hadn't watched Channel 21 for a while. Until one day, when I slept over at my friend's house, and I decided to check it out. My friend had gotten a TV in his room for his sixth birthday, so we stayed up very late for us, which was 9:30. Yeah, very late, and watched TV. That's what I remember. That's when I remembered Channel 21, and I brought it up to my friend. We decided to see if it was on, and to our surprise, it was. It must have changed the broadcasting time. Okay, so Mr. Bear's Cellar, episode 23. This episode was entertaining for my friend and me, mainly because it had swearing. However, when I think of this episode, I realize something was definitely wrong when it was filmed. The episode started with the camera on its side. It was facing Mr. Bear, who was walking upstairs to the cellar door. The camera then blacked out for about a second before fading in, back upright and facing Mr. Bear. There was also another kid talking to him, but the kid looked about 11 or 12. He was talking to Mr. Bear for a while, but I couldn't hear well. begin with the creepy camcorder. Until the kid... Okay, wait. Okay. Crappy camcorder, not creepy. Again, because of the crappy camcorder. Till the kid started raising his voice. Like he was saying how it was late and his sister had to go home. I could also hear more voices in the background. I remember Mr. Bear clearly saying, "Get the fuck out, you're not invited," with a deep voice muffled by the bear mask. I remember my friend and I looking at each other and laughing at the mention of the forbidden F word, but the episode got weirder. The kid began climbing the stairs before turning around and saying how he was going to call the police. Mr. Bear began breaking into a run towards the kid, who started screaming and running as well. The camera then cut out, and that was the end of the episode. The channel then turned to static shortly after. August 1999. I didn't watch Channel 21 after that. In August, I grew more curious. I didn't want to watch Channel 21 after that. In August, I grew more curious to see Mr. Bear's cellar for some reason, though. The last episode I saw of Mr. Bear was weird, and had swearing, which also made me think the show was meant for teenagers. Nonetheless, I flipped on to Channel 21 when my dad was busy. Mr. Bear's Cellar, episode 28. Apparently this episode had been playing the entire month of August. It was studied a lot by the police. The entire episode was just Mr. Bear sitting in a chair talking to the audience. "Hello, kids. Do you want to visit my cellar?
Don't.
If you do..."
Don't do a voice.
Okay, I won't. If you do,
I'm gonna do a creepy
please
voice.
write me a letter at this address. The screen then switched to a white screen with multicolored letters reading the address. And that was what remained for the rest of the episode. This repeated for 5 hours every day until September came. I guess what I actually did. I sent Mr. Bear, or that sick, and then it's freaking blurred, who portrayed him at, the sick bastard who portrayed him, a letter. I did it out of curiosity, mostly. My dad was okay with it because he thought it was legit, a legit kids show. But then again, he never saw any of what was on Channel 21. So I wrote a letter using my best writing possible. I think I just said how I wanted to meet Mr. Bear, so my dad sent the letter to the address Mr. Bear said on TV. It stayed on all day, anyways, for some reason. Huh.
Okay, just run out of focus.
It took about a week to get a response, which I was surprised. I guess that's supposed to be it did. But it says I. I still have the letter I received on August 15th, 1999. The letter reads, "Dear Elliot, thank you ever so much for your letter. I would love to have you in my cellar. We play games, watch movies, and go fire camping in the middle of the woods. Come to my house at the police cut out this address for a reason. Keldon, Ontario, Canada. I look very forward to having fun with you. Love, Mr. Bear." Yeah, don't go. I can't believe my dad never found this sketchy, because he actually took me to the house. And then
What the fuck? Don't do that, you dumbass!
That's when the police became involved. Those endless questions, those pictures of terrified kids, the woods. Brings me to
This kid's got
why
AIDS.
I'm writing this blog.
This kid's got
That
AIDS.
psycho and his friend did some fucked up shit back then. And
What did they
now
do?
it seems he's trying to get into contact with me again.
Oh no.
The entire police thing is coming back.
Oh no.
That has brought 1999 back to me. Over a decade later, it happens again. It's happening again. Okay. So that's how, like, the first post ended.
I'm gonna cry.
But we got update posts. So how you doing so far?
I'm scared. Not as scared,
Yeah?
but still pretty spooked.
But it's like, it's good for its entertainment value, yeah.
Yeah. I want to read the next one, so find me one to read after this.
Certainly, I will.
You got
Should I
ideas?
just do one that's really edgy, or do you want something that's...
No, you should try and find something spooky, because I'll put on my best voice to read it.
Awesome. November 14th, 2009. People have been emailing me asking what exactly happened in 1999. I'll get to that. Those weird TV shows I was watching apparently were meant to attract kids to Mr. Bear's house. What Mr. Bear did shocked the entire town. My dad actually drove me to Keldon along with the address Mr. Bear left on the letter. Wait, what? That didn't make sense. My dad actually drove me to Keldon alone with the... Okay, it must be a typo. The house is actually in the outskirts of the town, in the open farmland. I still remember that house. It looked like an older farmhouse that looked to have been built in the early 1900s. The windows were all boarded up, and the house looked in a state of disrepair. As we walked up to the house, I remember my dad checking the address over and over, looking at the house in disbelief. Then the door opened. I expected Mr. Bear to be at the door, but I was surprised to see a police officer emerging from the creaky doorway. The officer began talking to my dad while I quickly asked if this was Mr. Bear's house. The officer's face cringed slightly and he muttered, "Oh God." Or something like that.
It's kind of cringe.
I know, right? Oh God. He started.
I think it was probably
talking.
more like, oh God, another one.
Oh God.
Fuck's sake.
Fuck's sake. Started talking quietly to my dad, so I couldn't hear. Although my dad told me to go to the car anyways.
Oh God.
Then we just went home. My dad was quiet the whole way home. I felt something strange had happened. My dad never told me what happened for a while. I forgot about it. I forgot about it anyways too. Channel 21 no longer came on, and when I asked about it, my dad would not acknowledge its existence. I think it was when I was about 13 when I learned the truth. I remember Channel 21 one day and asked my dad about it. I guess he finally decided I should hear the truth. Keldon Local 21 was a local TV channel that ran from October 1997 to August 1999 in the Peel region of Ontario. The entire channel was made from a house in Keldon, the one I visited, and run by a man who was not really known by anyone in the town. The channel was only available to older TVs because the signal was one only picked up by rabbit ears, you know, like the two antennas.
Right.
It was a weaker frequency. The man created all the shows on the channel, all of which were kids shows. He was Mr. Bear, and he was the mysterious cameraman. The real reason he created the channel was more disturbing than what was originally thought. As you might have already guessed, he kidnapped kids and held them in his cellar, but while most people thought he was a serial child molester, he really wanted to use the kids for another purpose.
Satan's summoning circle.
Demon circle? Question mark?
Demon summoning circle.
The day I arrived, the man had fled his house the night before, the day before the police went in for their investigation. I wasn't the only one who was watching. Okay. December 2nd, 2009. Sorry for not answering questions for so long. I haven't accessed my email account for some time. Anyways, let me finally set things straight about what I know. Back in October, I visited the house previously owned by the man who ran Keldon Local 21. Two women lived there, operating a daycare business. How ironic, right?
Oh yeah, man, that's great writing.
Yeah. Now, to answer the questions you guys emailed me, who else watched Keldon Local 21? Well, answer? I know other people who watched it for sure, including those kids who wound up at Mr. Bear's house. After some Google searches, I found a few people on the NeoSeeker forums who were discussing the shows from Keldon Local 21. They talked about the two shows I watched, but also another two shows I'd never seen before. The user named I Am Real Life seemed to know all the shows that were broadcast on Channel 21. Here are the two I've never heard of.
That's Mr. Bear.
Easily could be, yeah. The Fallen Angel and Life. I Am Real described it as a fairly boring show about a guy rambling on and on in front of the camera about how he must please Satan and appease him before it is too late. So yeah, we might actually be right about that demon worship thing.
It's always demon worship.
Paint with a Soul. I Am Real Life and another user called Psy92 were discussing this show. They described it as a Blair Witch-like, as it consisted of the cameraman wandering around in a forest at night, doing nothing particularly interesting.
Is this gross?
The hairy leg.
Look at the way my muscles tense.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get demonetized.
Honestly, there's no way we monetize this if we make a video out of it anyways. It's got copyright music, I'm sure. And,
True.
Yeah.
True.
So I guess this is an old creepypasta. It's not, like, super close to the point where it's, like, free range yet, but it's basically free range. Okay. I'll go looking for the conversation and see if I can get the link. Question. Where is Mr. Bear, or the guy who wore the costume? Answer. If I did know, I would have said earlier. I have no idea where this guy is, or if he's dead or alive, hopefully dead. When I see my dad's friend next time, I'll ask him about this. Maybe I can get a more definitive answer.
I hate this.
What is Mr. What's up?
I hate this. I'm scared.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. This is good. I'm enjoying it. I'm still scared. I'm not enjoying
But it's like enjoyable, right? Yeah.
I guess a little bit. It's not too bad.
It's not too bad.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Not too bad.
What did Mr. Bear do to the children?
What did he do? That's what I'm asking.
Is by far the most common question I've been asked. I found this out in October as well via my dad's friend, who was a retired Calhoun regional officer. Apparently, the man who was playing Mr. Bear, took the kids out of the house and into the forest nearby. What he did there, police are not exactly sure how it happened, but 16 charred bodies of children between the ages of 4 and 13 were found in a 15 by 15 foot ditch deep within the forest.
He just burned them?
My dad's... I guess so.
Dude, that's...
Who knows what they did before?
That's boring. That's boring.
Yeah. My dad's friend did not want to go into exact detail, but I'm seeing him next Thursday. Anyway, so maybe I can extort more information from him then.
Extortion.
That's all I have for now. Thanks for keeping an interest in my blog. I'll try to gather as much information as I can for my next post. I've actually been getting pretty interested in this myself. It should be my right to know what the hell happened in it.
There's a crowbar for anyone wondering.
You're gonna need that crowbar to pry the ghost hands off your door when they start coming.
Got a crowbar and an axe.
January 14th, 2010. So I haven't posted anything in a while. I've had a lot of interest in this blog since I hit a standstill while looking for some more information about the identity of the owner of Calhoun Local 21. However, a few weeks ago, I struck gold. I found some answers, surprisingly, from the father of a kid I used to babysit. He lives just across from my street, and I used to look after his kids when they were younger. He currently doesn't have a job either. He used to live near the woods outside of Calhoun and witness the owner's activities in the woods. His name is Anthony Polo. When he lived in the small bungalow outside in the woods, he would often venture in to smoke a joint of marijuana or two before returning to his work as a woodcrafter. Polo described that sometimes he would hear voices of children coming from deeper within the woods, as well as a glowing light off in the distance. Polo told me these events started in late 1997. No, this was around the time it began airing. He apparently became annoyed by this happening every once in a while and actually went to investigate. Polo then describes what the whole scene looked like. When he got there, there was a group of kids, he said, about 13 to 17, the ages 5 to 12, gathered around a large fire pit with a burning fire. Wait, so there's There's a group of other kids too who are younger. Gotcha.
It's a group of 5 to 17
But they
children.
burned the ones that were below the age of 13.
No,
if you're under the age of 13.
It's a group of 13 to 17 children.
Yeah, exactly.
Of the age.
Oh.
It's
you're right.
It's about 13, maybe 17 kids who are of the age of 12 to 5 or whatever.
That makes sense. With him was a single adult. Polo talked to the man, noting his unusual, unkempt appearance, kind of like a crack addict, as well as his constant twitching. And asked what he was doing out in the forest with children. And said they were on a camping trip, something they did frequently.
Satan
Polo,
murder.
not suspecting anything.
Satan murder.
And has one of the lowest crime rates in Canada, simply left it at that and told them to be quieter. Polo then paused for a while before telling me that they never really became quieter. In fact, sometimes he heard loud chants from the children in an unknown language. He didn't bother meeting with the man again. He was moving away anyways.
I'm scared.
I told Polo that the man was probably the owner of Caldon, Local 21, but he doubted it, as he heard the man was moving to Pickering by several other residents near that area. But I think you're wrong, sir. This man's wanted by the police. If we know his whereabouts, he'd be in jail. Okay. Here's what I know. The man would take kids into the woods regularly for camping trips. The fire pit Polo described may be the hole the bodies of the children were found in. The children Polo saw are probably the ones found dead. The man moved to a city called Pickering, a small city east of Toronto. I'll discuss this with my dad's friend, the ex-cop, and see if this matches anything the police knew about the man. I also want to see if he has any other knowledge of what was aired on Local 21. Update. February 10th, 2010. Good news, guys. I talked to my dad's friend, and he disclosed a lot of information for me. First, I asked if the police had any information on the man who ran Local 21, and he replied that they've only had the same leads for years and never found a suspect. However, the Peel Regional Police do have some of the tapes found in the house Caldon Local 21 was first broadcast from. He took me over so I could watch a few. I guess I haven't said much about him yet. My dad's friend's name is Mitchell Wilson. A pretty nice guy. He seemed to understand my thirst for knowledge on what happened during the late 90s in that house. He feels it was wrong that my dad went so long without telling me much.
This Michelin man is bad.
You think he's there?
I think he's bad.
Previous cop?
He sounds like
he's rigging it.
He's
maybe?
A funky chunky.
Yeah.
He's in the Satan cult, I bet.
Might be in the Satan cult. Maybe he grew up. No.
I don't trust this man.
Don't trust him.
I got
That's
the
fair.
wiggle knife coming out. Ultimate ghost.
I mean, the evidence is all there.
Ultimate ghost hunting technique.
It's blessed by a priest, so it probably would work.
If you vibrate the knife, it will pass between dimensions.
Phase.
That sounds like some creepypasta writing.
Certainly. He took me to the Davis Road Police Station. If you don't know, it's the largest station in Caldon, and one of the largest within the Peel region itself. Each of the main stations around Peel have some of the tapes. I was able to watch all of the footage that the Davis Road station has. Unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to take any tapes home for obvious reasons.
It's evidence.
It is evidence.
Or is
Paint
it?
with the Soul,
Or
episode
is it?
10. Garbage Thrown Away. Paint with the Soul was one of the shows that I Am Real Life and Psi 92 discussed on Neoseeker. I told the police about this, and they informed me that 12 episodes of the show were made and broadcasted between December 5th, 1997 and January 8th, 1998. Exactly as I Am Real Life and Psi 92 described, the episodes opened with the cameraman wandering around in a forest. It appeared to be during the evening, as it seemed the sun was setting. cameraman walked along a path until he got to an area where there was a lot of garbage lying around lying in the leaves.
Oh man.
The camera looked around. Yeah, I know, like, right? Come on, freaking littering.
I'm scared.
You've been doing this. Nature's beautiful until you throw trash in it.
Yeah.
Camera looked around at the various wrappers, bottles, and bags and boxes, making sure each item got a few seconds of screen time. The camera then focused on a single area before the man spoke. I recall he spoke in a very timid, quiet voice, and I swear I've heard it somewhere else before, like
With your dad.
on another Caldon Local 21 show.
It's your
You
dad.
could barely hear what he was saying. It's definitely the same dude.
It's your dad.
It's his dad.
It's his dad. His dad was involved.
That's actually how he got away with it, right? Like, he brought the kid to the house, so he had an alibi.
Fuck.
The camera looked around at there. Okay, wait. Look. Yeah, what's it? I could barely hear what he was saying, but he mainly talked about how humans are garbage, or something that had to do with saving ourselves by cleaning up the garbage. Us. It actually sounded really stupid, but still
Sus.
a feeling of dread came over me. I mean, that forest was possibly where those bodies were found, right? Mr. Bear's Cellar, episode 25. When the police administrator brought this tape
The
in,
music is getting
I
more
actually
intense.
said, "Oh shit!" I chuckled a bit out loud. Of course, I stared from the. I got stares from the staff, but it wasn't explained to them about my little experience with Mr. Bear and how I still kept the letters. Sorry, what were you saying?
The music got more intense. I am uncomfortable.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I still kept the letter he sent me. Like the previous episodes, this one included a guy wearing a bear mascot costume. The episode began with Mr. Bear waddling over to his cellar door with a bottle of orange juice in his paws.
No.
On the ground were 16 shot glasses as well as a small bottle that contained an unknown liquid. Mr. Bear poured an equal amount of orange juice into each glass before opening the smaller bottle and depositing one drop into the glass. Into the glasses. Wait, what?
Into the bottle.
Oh.
Oh, one drop
Oh,
from...
a drop from the bottle.
It's sulfuric acid!
Or like cyanide. It could literally be anything, right?
Demon poison!
Point is, it's probably poison.
Demon blood.
Okay. Mr. Bear then went off camera. There were some minor sounds, such as shuffling, and then Mr. Bear emerged from behind the camera's location. Following him were 16 children. Some looked as young as four, while others looked like they were practically teenagers. As the children entered, the administrator commented that this is the only episode. Administrator commented that this is the only episode that showed all 16 victims. The kids all looked rather content, except for this one who had visible bruises on his face, and unlike the other kids, he had a more fearful expression. He also looked about 11 to 12, which caused me to recognize him. He was the kid who had asked about his sister and subsequently met an unknown fate at the end of episode 23.
Bro, he got
That was
beat.
Yeah, dude. So like this is 25. That was 23. Wonder what's on 24.
It's a bunch of beatings.
That one episode I watched during July 1999. Okay. When I told the administrator this, he confirmed it was the same kid. He was also featured in episode 24, an episode that only aired once at 3 in July 1999, like 3 a.m.
3 p.m.
Don't watch Channel 21 at 3 a.m.
Or you'll watch a kid get hit with a chair.
Yeah. The police have still not found the tape. Mr. Bear then broke into song, singing about citrus fruits and how good vitamin C was for you.
Hold up. Episode 24 aired only once at 3 a.m. They know the kid was featured. They've never found the tape. How do they know the kid is featured? Did one of them watch it?
Maybe they have like reports. Maybe they have like reports from like witnesses.
I gotta say, what's really sad is that the police in this are in this story are keeping a better track on this case than the police in real life would be.
It's entirely
The
true.
police in
Like,
real
this is,
life.
like, old vintage technology. Most people don't use it. Like that's why it's genius. That's why
The police, the police, the police today would straight up have already thrown this shit out. They'd be like, the kids are dead. Fuck it. I don't care. It's not my job.
It's like it's a cold case. There's nothing left.
There's nothing left. That guy, he's old now. If we caught him, he'd die of a heart attack.
Or cancer. Maybe.
Or cancer. He's got demon blood running through. He's already dead. It's too late.
Could have demon blood.
I don't want to be involved. I don't know. The police don't do a very good job.
It's true.
Of continuing cases. No offense to the police. If you are a police officer and you do a good job, good on you. A lot of police officers don't.
Yeah, for sure.
See, now I've managed to create a situation.
This is gonna be a video thing, or just like for us.
I think we could do
if it's gonna be a video thing, like we can play stuff up a little more too. Like
what do you mean?
Like play to an audience rather than just doing it.
I mean, we're
already kind of doing it, right?
We can do like a little like contextualization. I'm probably gonna edit out the parts where we're just talking.
I was thinking it'd be good if like we kept some of that in.
Well, if I keep I'll keep some of it in, but like longer parts, like here, I'll put in just like a big crack of static to like make it jump.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it's radio.
Do you want to have this on your channel?
Yeah, because I mean, you can also upload it. I think we can make a series out of this. This is fun.
We can split the episodes, right? Like we're recording a bunch of ones. Maybe like the ones you read to me, I can put online.
That would make sense.
That'd be a good collab too, I think.
Yes.
For Halloween too.
Yes. It's all. There you
go.
Uploads. Don't even have to do anything.
Right.
This is great.
Okay.
I'm so. I literally have to keep this flashlight on, pointed at my ceiling, because otherwise I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
Gotta be able.
This is a good one. I like this one. I remember this one like from when I was younger. Like
it's kind of spooky. I'm not into it.
It is kind of spooky, and it's still just like internet horror story, but it's definitely got some legs. In comparison to a lot of popular.
I mean,
horror.
it's better than we were editing some footage and there was a Squidward, but he was spooky.
I don't even know how it got on the tape. Like, how did it even get on the tape?
Like, dude, just throw the tape away.
No, like, genuinely, it's like, in between, there was no way it could have been edited, but suddenly, there was lifelike blood.
Lifelike.
And everyone vomited, because it was so gross, and everyone was queasy.
It's like, I don't know, it's like, I think we're just oversaturated, like, playing Dying Light, I look at, like, internet gore, and I'm like, this is nonsense.
Well, and it really wouldn't scare most people of like teenage age like us or like
they'd be like
adults.
who made this?
It's really for kids. It really is.
Who made this? Who made this? If I was working at that footage editing office, I would be like, who fucking made the scare? Yeah. What you fucks? We get paid. We have to get this out. If we ship this out, we're gonna lose our jobs.
Imagine they actually aired that. Like,
you fucks! Why did you know? This is why.
How could you do this?
Why would you?
The editing room is getting fired that day.
It's like, bro. Why would you put in the spooky man? We made him as a joke.
Put lifelike blood in our kids' television.
You are dumb. It reminds me of that funny edit of a SpongeBob opening where it's the opening and then it's the N-word and it's a black guy reacting to it and he's like, God. What? Is this a racist cartoon?
Yeah.
It's a great reaction thing. All right, let's finish.
Kids all drank their juice. The one from episode 23 doing it rather reluctantly, and the episode ended.
They're dead.
After viewing the tapes in possession of the Davis Road Police Station, I'm satisfied, but only temporarily. I still want to know the full story. The police just keep giving me the same crap about the creative Caldon Logo 21 being a fetishist pedophile as well as an apparent cultist.
He was a cultist.
I'll sign off for now, but I get into university soon. Oh wait. But get into university first and get information later. Hopefully I get back to this blog as soon as possible.
You come
May
to
8th.
me on the day of my daughter's wedding. I have to break the tension occasionally for myself, because otherwise
I'm sure the audience will appreciate it. Like, you know, it is that like same kind of energy as like the BuzzFeed Unsolved. You know, like the creepy horror music with the like horror show, and then break it with a little bit of.
I have to for my own sake.
It's the same recipe.
We should do an urban exploration video.
We should. Like if we're ever
when I get my phone, I'll get on Discord.
We got that strings coming in, dude.
Oh.
Okay. May 8th, 2010. Last month, I finally got my G2 license in Ontario, Canada. This allows you to drive a car by yourself as well as with some passengers after 6 months. I, of course, took advantage of this and drove into Caledon for a little Sunday drive, you know. Since I haven't updated this blog in a while, I figured I might as well visit the house where the infamous channel of my childhood was located. The house looked different than when I was last in it, or not in it, but when I saw it in October. The place was no longer used as a daycare, it just sat there abandoned. However, it did have a for sale sign showing that someone still owned it. Wanted to get rid of it though. The abandoned house drew fuzzy memories from my mind, mainly of that day my dad took me to visit Mr. Bear. A feeling of dread came upon me. What happened to the children while they were living in that house? I walked up the steps to the front door and peered through the window. Inside I could see a nearby empty hallway with a few boxes at the end. At the end of the hallway to the right was an open doorway, presumably leading to the kitchen. To the left were 2 doors, both apparently leading to the rooms visible through the windows outside. I wondered where the cellar entrance was located, and whether it had been sealed up. I walked around to the back of the house and found my answer. 2 wooden doors lying at an almost flat angle were padlocked shut. This had to lead to the cellar. Not wanting to hang around, you cannot imagine what was going through my mind at the time. I departed. Behind the house, the empty field continued on until it reached a dense forest that lined the horizon. I wondered if that was the forest where the bodies of the children were found. I thought to myself, fuck it, and proceeded to walk the field behind the house into the forest. And the forest was oddly quiet, save for the few periodic sounds of woodpecker drilling into a distant tree. I cautiously made my way deeper into the forest, not really caring about the fact that I had no idea where I was going. I don't know how to explain it, but I felt like there was something I had to find. I came to a thinner part of the woods and I saw a few smaller houses in the distance. Polo's house crossed my mind, and I wondered if one of these homes had belonged to him. I neared a small clearing in which I could see 3 adequately sized logs gathered around a black charred area, showing a small fire had been lit there recently. Hey, get the fuck out of our fort! Those words nearly gave me a heart attack. I turned to my left and saw 2 darker clothed people running towards me. My initial thought was to run. However, as they came closer, I saw they were really just kids in their early teens, possibly 13 or 14, maybe even 12. As they approached me, they realized my size as well. I'm 6'1". So I'm big, epic Chad. Okay, they could have been bigger than 5'8". They could have been. Wait, what?
Damn!
Might have been 5'7". Dude, that's big for that age. Like, seriously, football freaking team.
I'm not even 5'8" now.
I know, right? Like, that's freaking.
I'm short.
Big. Especially for 14, 12.
Dude, when I was 14, I was like 3'9".
I know, right? I mean, I got tall early, but still not that tall. Those dudes are gonna be like 7 or 8 foot.
Yo, I think
Slender Dude, those kids are the late Slender Man.
I think my crowbar is haunted.
Yeah?
Look at this. See how it's like vibrating on the camera? See that?
Dude, what the heck?
It's got like motion blur attached to it, and then when you get it close, nasty. Far away, normal.
Certainly.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Dude.
Haunted crowbar is...
Dude, that
Ow!
dude who's like 5'8",
Fucker.
100%, he becomes slender, man.
Son of a bitch.
Ouch.
I dropped myself with this crowbar.
Okay.
Alright, what's the plan?
Get the fuck out. The larger one, who was wearing a Slipknot shirt, said half-heartedly, I stood my ground and shrugged. The shorter one, who was wearing the Metallica shirt, swung out a butterfly knife, and
what the
held it in
fuck?
my direction. Like, what the heck?
What kind of 12-year-olds? 12-year-olds got some fucking
porch.
shit, dude. Like,
I know, right?
you best
Hey, what the
fucking
heck,
get
man?
out of here, boy, before I ratchet you.
Dude, these like, keep in mind, these kids are like 12 or 14.
I think they got the age range wrong.
I know, right? It's a bit off, man. Okay. Nah, you wouldn't want to. You wouldn't want to. I said in a deep, serious tone, trying to sound as badass as
You wouldn't
possible.
want to do that.
Pulled out my cell phone. Two
Cell
kids
phone?
withdrew. Yeah, it's like, come on. I guess they're not looking to murder anyone, right? But if they were, it'd be like, bro, what are you gonna do?
Bro,
Stab you.
I would cut your fucking cell phone so quick. I would pull out my ghost knife.
Dude, it's just like they got a magnet in their pocket.
Okay, check out my secret technique.
Secret technique. Oh shoot. He's gonna stab you. Stab the phone. Two kids withdrew. The one with the Metallica shirt pulling away,
What kind of
putting away the knife.
fucking 12-year-olds got Metallica
I know.
shirt? Damn. This kid's like
It's
17.
like his dude's like, his dad's gotta be like some biker dude or some crap. Look, man, we don't like people in our force, so could you just go?
You're
The
four.
one in the Slipknot shirt said, obviously, wait, no. The one in the Slipknot shirt said, obviously intimidated. I had no business in the forest anyway, so I uttered out a simple, fine, and turned before I realized I had a great opportunity. Did either of you hear about a guy who murdered a bunch of kids in these woods about 13 years ago?
Kid's like, yeah, it's my dad.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, dude, I could take him to. I took you to.
No.
Boy, you like orange juice? The two looked at each other in confusion before the one wearing the Metallica shirt answered, yeah, everybody knows about that guy. He said to me as if I was stupid. The kid in the Slipknot shirt continued, he still lives around here in the storm drain.
What?
My brother's friend. Oh, shoot.
It's Pennywise.
My big
We
brother
all
says
float down
says
here,
he's
Billy.
in a bear costume once, wandering around the forest at night. Bear
What?
man.
No.
He's still at large.
Still at large.
He's a
No.
large bear man.
There was a man in a bear costume in my town.
Dude, wait, what?
There was
Bro,
also.
I heard about bears.
There wasn't a
Dude.
guy. There was not a guy in a
What if he
bear
wears a black
costume.
bear costume?
There was a bear in my town.
Dude, that's freaky.
It broke down the firehouse. It broke down the fire station door and then climbed up a tree.
That's amazing.
Hey, it was on the news.
Okay. Okay.
Whack.
My instincts told me that this was probably a lie. The owner of the Caldon Local 21 is probably long gone, only existing as folklore in this smaller, isolated community. However, as a human, the thought of the mysterious unknown sparks interested me.
It's a weird word.
You see, I'm what they call human.
I'm what they
Homo
call
erectus.
a homo erect.
Homo
very-
erectus.
I'm very homo erect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And see,
Shout him
knowing
more.
that I am homo erect,
I can't.
I might be inclined to pursue rumors of a bear in a storm drain. Okay, sorry. Definitely not monetized.
Bottom. Ow! Fuck! I dropped the crowbar on my testicles.
Oh no! Okay, so that gotta hurt. I'm not gonna lie. However, as a human, the thought of the mysterious unknown sparks interest within. And where is this storm drain? I asked. Just out of curiosity, I don't actually believe the kid's story. The kid in the Metallica shirt stared at me for a few moments, his eyes seemingly full of annoyance, yet curiosity for me. You're not from around here, are you?
Yeah,
Why
duh.
did you come here?
To kill,
No,
to murder. I'm
ad-
here to kill a man in a bear
Yeah.
costume.
Now, I do admit, I was slightly startled by the nature of his question. However, I figured I might as well explain why I was there. Just in case people mistook my intentions.
He wants to join the bear man.
Yeah, exactly. I wanna be like cleaning up the world from that garbage, right? And, you know, might be on the older end at this point, but still. Okay.
What the fuck?
Is there an ad going on?
No.
What's this? Dude, that's not music playing for me. Dude, okay.
Oh, it's the Netflix video for the fireplace I was watching ended.
Oh my gosh. That's great. Okay. So let me find the place again.
Swag.
Wait.
I got broken sword.
Heck yeah, dude. I figured I might as well explain why I was there, just in case people mistook my intentions. I told the kids about my experience with the man and tell them the local 21. Yeah, 21st. Orange juice. Dude, just like drop a couple like cyanide in it. Heck yeah. No.
I'm gonna drink it.
Okay. And then I had come to maybe seek out. Dude, is that actually like mouthwash? Like favorite?
No.
What is that, actually?
It's vodka.
Like for real? Really? No way. There's no way I have vodka.
It's not. It's a jug of water. It's a jug of water. It's just we reused an orange juice container.
It was like orange flavored mouthwash.
It went up. It still went up my nose. This tastes. I don't know where this came from. By the way, this has been on my floor for several years.
Right. That's a bit sus. But it looks clear enough. So.
I absolutely. Well, it's been in this container for a while.
Yeah, just sometimes you know the containers like breaks off some plastic bits and crap. Yeah. The kids seemed familiar
What
with
is
the
this?
channel.
What
They
is this?
smiled and looked at each other when I mentioned it. They also became more understanding and gave me a detailed description of how to get to the storm.
Oh no, these kids are cultists.
They're leading you to your doom.
Ah! Kill them! Shoot them with a gun! Shoot the children! Kill them right here. I'm going.
Just turn around.
I'm gonna poke a hole in this.
Head back to the house, leaving the kids
It's a
at
bad
the door.
idea.
But
Don't
now,
don't try this at home, kids.
definitely try that. No. I'm probably wondering why I left out such detail about what the kids told me just now. Because
You shouldn't drink this. This is contaminated. That's poison.
that's poison. Yeah,
Yeah.
you might wanna
Ha.
dump that crap.
I'm gonna die.
Good.
No.
Okay. Here's what the kids told me just after he said I won't say the detail. Okay, here you go. Here's what the kids told me in detail. The storm drain lies ahead of the kids' fort, the same direction I was heading. The drain ends at a small river where
I'm gonna go get some actual water.
is drained out. Near here is a small playground. The kids told me people rarely use it. The man supposedly lives in the larger pipe that rainwater drains out of. People have seen him, although always either wearing a bear mask or the mask of a full-body bear cloth.
What the fuck?
No, I do not believe this is true, and in fact simply a myth made by the residents of Keldon. The story does not seem plausible in any way. Why did no one call the police? Doesn't the guy
Because
look
they're
suspicious?
all cultists.
Other questions like these leave the story invalid. Yeah, right? Like, if they already know about the freaking station, you know? Of course they freaking call the police at the scene, right? I may visit the storm drain, not because I believe the story, but because I want an excuse to visit Calhoun again. So this blog doesn't die with no more tapes to watch. I don't know what to talk about anymore. Okay. Thank you for continuing to support me and my blog. By Squarespace, plug in the description, no. I know many are looking forward to more information about what happened in Calhoun during the year 1999, and I will do my best to continue to do my research into the topic. Elliot out. October 7th, 2010. I think this might be... No, it's not the last. Wow, there's a lot to the story.
Does it go all the way up to the current year?
No, but like, it's still pretty long. Like, I think you gotta really take 3 more entries, maybe more. Okay.
Yeah, alright.
October 7th, 2010. Wow. Nearly 5 months since I last updated. I'm guessing everyone pretty much thinks I was dead, right? Thankfully, I'm not. But in all seriousness, I really have been busy these last few months. And a blog
What the fuck?
that killed me as a child is a little low on my current priorities list. As of now, I'm living in Waterloo, Ontario, attending the University of Waterloo for computer engineering. Yeah, I'm a keener, is that a thing? What the heck? Okay. As you can imagine, engineering is no walk in the park, so obviously I nearly forgot about this blog, but as you can see now, I'm back, so... yeah. I remember to visit the storm drain the kids from the Calhoun Forest told me about. It was out in a clearing between the wooded area nearby a marsh. Unfortunately, I had absolutely nothing, I found absolutely nothing. Save for a turtle that retreated into its built-in home when it saw me. I snapped some pics of the pipe, which I posted as well. Also, let me tell you, it was not a storm drain like they said it was. What I saw was a simple pipe, possibly to channel the access water from the marsh. When I returned from Calhoun, however, I simply kept putting off uploading anything until I forgot all about my blog. It just didn't really seem important anymore. Please forgive me. It wasn't until recently that I am now interested in my case again. On September 10th, I received an email from the email address return the bee at hotmail.com. That's an amazing hotmail. Funny, alright? Well, it gets better. I'm going to copy and paste the exact email this guy sent me. Dear Elliot, my dear boy, you see, this story may or may not be true, but it could happen.
Music is getting way too intense.
Yeah. There are many slots for airtime. If you have money, you can have a public access. Well, if you have money, you can have a public access TV channel. Some public access channels share airtime, like EWTN, religious channels based out of Michigan. A religious channel based out of Michigan. That shows Catholic-based programming, but during its off hours, have independent shows or just blue screen. Cable networks have empty channels available for rent space, so the scenario of a pedo renting a channel on basic TV is not far-fetched at all. However, public access TV is widely reviewed and can be terminated at any time. These are the rules for the United States, not for Canada, where this story took place. So, if this happened in the US, the pedo would be tracked and arrested immediately. Yes, the story could happen, but it is unlikely. 100 fuzzy hugs, Mr. Bear. What? So he's just like, bro.
He's just like,
psych. He's just like, psych, bro. I'm not actually doing this crap. I never did this crap. No.
No, he's just like, yo, it's a good thing this happened in Canada.
Yeah! Getting away with it.
Move it to the Arizona, where I live.
Now, obviously, this letter is fake and sounds almost
Arizona.
corrupted still. I would like to thank whoever sent it, though they they could use some English lessons. Just reading this letter creeped me out. But because of it, I'm now full of this new interest to continue my blog. Also, I should note that that letter was like really kind of a bit scuffed. It was kind of, I filled in a lot of the blanks on the run. But hey, okay.
Mr. Bear has been living in a fucking pipe for a few years. I doubt his English is great. I doubt his English is that great. He's been drinking that nasty marsh water.
Exactly right.
I think this dude went to the wrong pipe. He found a pipe and was like, "This isn't a storm drain. What are those kids talking about?"
I'm thinking like it trap, right? Like he's just like, idiot.
My lips look like the Predator.
Yeah. Okay. Just reading this letter creeped me out because of it. I'm now full of this new interest to continue my blog. I guess it's just funny trying to pursue the mystery I've always questioned. Now, my roommate knows knows about all this. He thought the letter was real and actually seemed more scared than I was for a second. But then I shrugged it off, so he did too. I mean, what are the chances of this being real? How would Mr. Bear know all this about public access TV and about when I went?
He did run a public access TV.
Yeah, seriously, what are you freaking kidding?
He did literally run a public access TV channel.
Yeah, like what the heck, man? Also, he evaded the law after he got caught. He's got to at least know some of it, right?
I need to go get a drink of actual water because I need to flush my system
I'm
out.
just gonna finish this and then
Yes, you keep
not
reading.
this entire story. I'm just gonna finish this line. It's like a paragraph. More or less know my email or still be interested in his cellar. Okay. Go on. We'll take intermission.
Oh, intermission. My door is locked.
Your door's locked?
Yeah, no, we good.
I did it. It was me.
It's locked from the inside, dumbass.
I am in the dark. I live for the dark. I pursue behind you. Look. Do you hear the knocking on your window? I bet you hear the knocking on your window. I'm right behind you as we speak. Open the window. Let me in. Come, let me in. Yes. It is I, Mr. Bear. Or maybe it's just your mom. Dude, Toma's not even gonna know. Like, he's gonna see this while editing. It's gonna be great. What's with the flashing my freaking video? Bruh. Hello, one and all, and welcome to Spooktober with Hayden and I. Just killing time. While I wait on the mans to return. Let's see, how much is there? Bro, this story... Okay, actually, we're not that far from the end. This is a freaking long story, though. Like, gosh dang. I didn't know what I was getting into when I chose this one. for a spooky month. Ah, 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 ah. What if that even shows up on freaking video?
Okay, Google, light on.
Okay, Google. Delete System 32.
No. Okay, Google, never mind. Fuck.
The mic's off.
Don't do that.
Wait, did it actually work?
It might.
That would be
That'd
too
be
much,
a
man.
very big design flaw.
I would, really. Imagine, like... Dude, if that worked, if that actually bricked your Google Home, like, imagine how common of a troll that would be. Especially for, like, streamers.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be really easy to pull off. Okay. I left you some, footage in the time where you were away.
Sick.
Okay. We've only got
My light's
like,
gonna be on while I eat
3
this
or 4 more
hamburger.
entries left. I looked forward. Okay.
Hold
I'm
on.
gonna send a reply to the to return the bee. Oh, wow, just looking at the email address, you can tell someone wanted to freak me out. It didn't really work though. Although,
What?
whoever you are,
What?
thank you for sparking my interest back into the.
How does
format.
return the bee? Why would that spook him?
Because he's posing as Mr. Bear.
Right, but like looking at the email address, somebody was clearly trying to scare me. How is the...
No, it's not about the email address. It's like literally like the random dude out of nowhere sends in this thing for posing as Mr. B, right?
Right.
Trying
I
to
was
spook
like,
him.
what is inherently scary about the email return the bee?
Well, that's just his email address. You know. Okay.
I
It didn't work though. Although to whoever you are, yes. Thank you for sparking my interest back into the full matter. Maybe I can find out more about what happened to Mr. Bear. Hopefully, because although I don't buy the email, part of me is still feels a little anxious. Thank you to all of those who are still following me and have become avid fans. You are also why I am choosing to continue this. Thanks, guys. Update, November 7th, 2010. Wow, I can't believe this blog hasn't been deleted yet. I haven't posted anything for so long. I have my reasons, and I'd rather not discuss them just yet. It has been a rather traumatic year for me. Some of you were right. I shouldn't have gone back. Gone back trying to relive the mysteries of my childhood, but I couldn't resist. It just has been over a year since my last post, and a lot has happened. Let's recap. Where I'm at right now with regards to the whole Mr. Bear incident. Return the bee, hotmail.com, is no longer in use. I tried to reply to the email, but I got no reply. I tried again, a while back, still no response. I've actually moved to Ottawa, capital of Canada, for those who don't know, for university. So I haven't been back to Calon or back home in the Peel region for a while. I had no reasons for leaving, as you could guess why. I've had to make a new email account because people keep prank mailing me, pretending to be Mr. Bear. Thanks a lot, guys. Nah. Like, dude, where the freaking heck do you get his email anyways? How are people getting his email?
it's usually tied to your blog.
Oh, well, okay, but like, can you see that? Is that public? Maybe.
Sometimes, yes.
Maybe he had like a public thing. Who knows? Okay.
He probably had it public so people could send him questions, inquiries,
That could be the case. That's true.
Or-
yeah, if it's tied to
or
the
send
blog,
send
yeah.
him information.
Especially if this like started as like a, or at least the story is like it's a site, you know, because a lot of people had like blog sites, personal blog sites back in the day.
Yeah.
You just have like email, yeah.
Shit tastes like a dry sponge.
Why have I ventured back to this blog? Mitchell Wilson. Remember my dad's ex-cop friend? He gave me a phone call on October 23rd about a tape that was found in a branch of the
Tape 24!
library. Yeah, dude. Brandon is my hometown, in case you haven't picked up on that. He claimed it wasn't. It isn't allowed to discuss. He isn't allowed to discuss the content of the tape with me, as it is still in evidence. But he asked me to come check it out when I return home. The tape got the gears grinding again because we all know what was on the last tape I saw. I can only imagine what can be on this one. I'm guessing it must have something to do with the Calhoun Local 20 or 21. I guess I just wanted to say I'm continuing this blog, and thank you for everyone who still follows it. I don't know when my next entry will be, but when I see that tape, I'll write what I find. I don't know what to expect, but the idea of seeing another tape has gotten me interested in this whole mystery all over again. That's actually really quite a creepy face. I like that. Elliot.
Oh god, look.
This is Mr. Bear in real life. No. January 21st, 2011. It's been a long year for me. University has been giving me the usual sleepless nights, especially since I transferred to Ottawa, which is the place to party. Sarcasm, right? But now I'm back home with my dad in Brandon, the town I grew up in, and I got home. Okay, yeah. I got home on the 18th of December, and I've been visiting friends and family, or at least that's what I would rather have done. Now that festive holiday cheer that I usually have at this time. What? That's not English. Now that festive holiday cheer that I usually have at this time of the month is absent. Okay, never mind. That is fine. To answer the hundreds of emails and comments I got, yes, I did see the tapes that my dad's friend Mitchell Wilson promised to show me. These tapes, however, act as a curse. I want to act as a curse. I want to know more. Yet, I want to forget everything. I couldn't help it. I need to see those tapes, not only for myself, but for all you guys. Who are you just as intrigued as I am by the ominous man in a bear suit from my past. However, after viewing those tapes, I feel the pit of dread deep inside me once again. I get that feeling where I know that all those kids in those videos are dead, that I could have been one of those kids, and that humanity is a dark, dark place. On January 1st, I called Mitchell Wilson and asked him if there was a time where I could come by and view the tapes. Did I feel like my flashlight's getting like darker?
What's that flashing light in the back of your room?
Shoot, someone's breaking in. Nah. I got no clue, honestly.
Your background has like static occasionally.
Yeah, I know, right? It's because like this isn't really meant for this kind of darkness, right?
You get less motion blur though.
Yeah, for sure. It's pretty good. Okay. So called Mitchell Wilson and asked if there was a time where I could come view the tapes. Things were pretty slow at the station because of the snowstorm, so he said I could come down anytime that day. Tapes were located at a branch not too far from me, so I braved the slushy roads and terrible Brampton drivers, yeah, and made my way to the Peel Regional Police Station, located at the Bramil City Center.
I'm choking to death.
Man dying on camera. Great content.
No!
No, I'm just kidding.
My flashlight died.
I don't think anyone wants to see a snuff film here, honestly.
Okay, Google, light on.
You don't go to our channels for that crap.
What is snuff?
Snuff, as in like snuffed out, your life gone.
Oh.
Death films. That's what it comes from.
Shit, okay.
So. Yeah, no one that comes here.
Ah!
You die.
I popped my
You're
neck.
that good? Like that might have actually been too much. I wouldn't try that when you're 40.
That hurt. That hurt.
Yeah.
I might pass out.
I met Wilson at the front desk, where he then led me up to the second floor and into a small office.
Okay,
He
Google,
instructed
light
me
off.
to have a seat and wait while he went to go get the tapes. Before leaving the office, he turned to me and said, "I know you're curious, but are you sure you want to do this?" Of course I did. Or at least, I thought so. Besides, Wilson's friend had pulled a lot of strings to get me in there, and I didn't want to waste the opportunity. This particular station had 2 tapes on hand. I was only able to watch a few minutes of footage, however, because the second tape was apparently too damaged to be placed in a VCR. Mr. Bear's Cellar, episode 30.
Hold up. Okay, Google, light on. I think someone just broke into my house.
Legit? What'd you hear?
Whoom!
Yikes.
From downstairs, like my front door going. Whoom.
Do you need a second to check?
I think I need a second to check.
Dude, go for it. If we got footage, witness testimony. If necessary.
Yo,
Okay.
robber check. Unga bunga.
Bit freaky. Well, while we wait, Toma to arrive back. I don't know, honestly. I don't have anything to say. It's gonna kill time on a video game.
Place your bets. Is Tom broke? Is his house broken into? If you're seeing this on YouTube right now, probably not. But hey, I'll let you guys decide. Hey, how is it? Bro. Dude. Toma? Toma! Toma! Are you like... You trying to freak me out? Bro. Yo, Toma, like, for real though. You there? Or like, someone just like shuffling through your stuff? Who? Respond. Like, I could do the responsible thing and like, call. You know. Oh shit, and then a crowbar with you.
I was shuffling through all my shit.
Dude, actually though, that's pretty great. So did you actually hear something downstairs?
My brother is sleeping on the floor. He knocked over like a pile of boxes onto himself. I went down there. I went down there and he was just covered in like toys and shit, completely asleep. A whole like tower of crates fell over on him, and he was like, "Eh."
Yeah, just go back to sleep. Yeah.
Okay, Google,
Okay.
light 10%.
Awesome. Very good.
And I'll just. Ooh.
Mr. Bear's Cellar
Uh-uh.
episode.
No.
No.
I mean, yes, but no.
Okay. Episode 30. Mr. Bear never ceases to disturb me, especially after what almost happened when I was younger. This episode took place outside in a forest at dusk, making it slightly harder to see, especially considering the quality of the film, a trademark of anything from Calhoun Local 21. The episode started with the camera being held in the paws of Mr. Bear, aiming it at himself. The bear mask, it looked more sinister in the shadows of the trees. The unmistakable, muffled voice spoke up. "Hello, children. Today I will be doing a wonderful thing for my friends. I will be delivering them to a faraway land where they will surely be happy." Mr. Bear turned the camera around to show an ATV with an attached trailer. But what stood out the most was that the trailer contained 7 motionless children lying side
Drugged.
by side.
Drugged. Knew it.
Yeah.
Spanked.
This?
Violated.
This is the first load, but more will be on their way soon. Mr. Bear turned around and pointed the camera at a large burlap tarp spread on the ground. He picked up the tarp, revealing a large hole that must have been
Titties.
at least 12 feet deep,
You like my
maybe
boobs,
about
guys?
15 feet wide. The rest of the episode consisted of Mr. Bear taking each kid and dropping them into the hole. I asked Wilson if they were dead, to which he shook his head and replied, "Not yet."
Ah!
As soon as the kids were put in the pit, some were in awkward position due to being tossed in, but they remained unconscious. The vitamin C surely helped these children on their great. The vitamin C will surely help these children on their great journey that awaits them, Mr. Bear mentioned as he planted
Swanky leg.
and his camera towards multiple bottles of gasoline beside a bush.
No.
The camera zoomed into the bottles as Mr. Bear hummed before the episode ended.
So he just burned them. He didn't even like try to summon Satan.
Maybe the fire pit was to summon Satan though. You never know.
Man, this guy was a fucking rookie Loser.
Yeah, right.
He didn't even
Rookie mistake, dude.
he didn't even
What the heck?
draw a blood circle or position the corpses in alignment
He's
with.
like a pit, right?
He didn't even align the corpses with the fucking planets or anything. No.
How do you even make that kind of
Lazy
insight?
writing. Lazy writing.
Come on, you have to do your research if you want to summon a demon or Satan or whatever you're doing, right? Like, come on.
Okay, Google, light 1%. Make it darker. Ooh.
Ancient yourself in.
I can actually.
Wilson revealed to me that these were 7 of the 16 victims found burnt to a crisp. The gasoline is what the man playing Mr. Bear used to light them on fire. A pit full of burning children. Who the fuck would do that? A feeling of dread found me once again, and I realized that I could have been one of those kids.
Haha. Yeah.
Wilson then explained to me that he had previously lied. The other tape confiscated by the Bromley police branch did indeed work and contain the filming of the actual burning. However, he felt that I wouldn't be able to handle the disturbing and graphic nature of the episode.
I want to see it. Beach. This dude.
You know what?
No, you know what? This main character is straight up like, that could have been me. Like, yeah, dude, you could have gotten hit by a car while you were like 7. Like, bro, people almost die every day. I could have fucking choked to death on that goddamn Pop-Tart thing just now. I almost did. That water I drank.
A universe where like you actually had your house broken into, got like freaking conked out, and the dude was just like shuffling through your drawers.
Exactly. People almost die.
Police, but also I wasn't like sure. I was gonna lead it up and eventually.
People almost die.
But
People almost die every day.
yeah.
I almost die all the time. I could have died when I snapped my neck like that. That was dangerous.
You could have.
That being said,
like,
that would have been
upsetting,
wild.
but also like looking back,
what a
10
way to.
years from now, I'd probably be laughing my ass.
What a way to go. What a way to
Got it
go.
on camera, right?
Just like,
Unintentional suicide.
just like, oh, a snuff film. I know, like this.
Like, what do I do at that point? Like, go to bed?
You just.
I guess horror night's over.
Well, guess horror night's over. He's dead. I don't know what to do.
Police or something, but like I don't know your. Well, actually, I do know your address.
Here's what you could do. Here's what you could do. You could yell through my speakers and tell my Google Home to call 911.
That's true. I could do that.
I don't know whether or not it works.
I could also. I literally do know how to find your location on Google Maps, so I could look up your address and then
True.
Send police or an ambulance. But yeah, continuing on. The disturbing and graphic nature of the episode.
It's just.
You know what?
It's just a bunch
Maybe
of kids
I can't-
burning to death.
I don't even want to see
I've
it.
burned plenty of
Fine
kids
for
to
now.
death in video games. No, I should give context to this. I've burned plenty of kids to death in video games. Don't send police to my house. I swear to God, I'll be so upset. I've never murdered a living human being.
Once. Not even once.
Not even 0
I'm even
times.
gonna try it. That's fair.
0 times.
0 times.
Zero times. That is an awkward angle to hold my hand.
Oh no, he got me. I'm satisfied for now.
Stick
But
bug.
I just need some time to get myself together. The thing is, the man who began Kellen Local 21 is still out there. More to come soon. Elliot. INRI, what is that? Okay.
Rennie.
This is like another email he's got or something.
Oh, man.
Once upon a time, there lived a boy named Elliot. Elliot was a clever boy who loved to play with his friends. But one day, he watched a lovely television show about a bear and his children friends. The children loved helping each other as good children should, but they also loved the bear. The bear loved the children since the children were so good at helping
Jason,
him.
point your flashlight.
Children.
Point your flashlight behind you.
Dude, I'm actually freaked because I'm not even looking. I don't see nothing.
What is that?
There's nothing.
Okay. It was just sometimes your flashlight would point above your head and like a light would flare up on your ceiling.
Oh.
And I was like,
I see it.
it's a demon.
Dude, it like dropped it down. Spooky ghost. That'd be actually great. But also terrifying. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Dropped a screwdriver on my hand.
Okay, it's just a screwdriver. I didn't get to see it for long. I thought you might have like swung your freaking axe or some crap. Imagine. Okay, you would have screamed if it was an axe, to be fair. Okay. The children and the bear wanted to play together forever with the help of their angel friend. But the fallen angel needed even more help. So the children
fallen angel! That's Satan! He's here!
Elliot, they help each other. Help us, Elliot. Burn
No,
with us, Elliot.
no.
Elliot. Come back to my cellar. No. Pretty please. With
No!
icing on top.
No!
Mr. B.
No! I'm buying a gun! I'm going to buy a double-barreled shotgun, and I'm going to put it into my table saw, and I'm going to cut it in half. And then I'm going to stick it up my I'm going to stick it up my sleeve, and then you're going to show up and I'm going to go, surprise! Bang bang!
It's just like a sawed-off shotgun. Heck yeah, dude.
Up the sleeve.
Only one more entry.
Just like this knife.
This one.
It just goes up the sleeve.
You gonna assassinate Mr. Bear?
A classic endeavor.
Indeed.
I think it's stuck in my shirt. Hold up.
One more entry.
So he walks up to you and you're like, hi, hey buddy, hey, hi. Don't cut my arteries. Knife!
Ready to keep going?
Yes.
April 5th, 2011. I wanted to update more. I truly did. However, certain circumstances had turned me off the whole Cal and Local 21 thing. I've since then had hundreds of emails about my blog, and was even in contact with a magazine about my story. But now is the time to come clean to everyone, where I've been for an entire year.
It's time to come clean to everyone. I was Mr. Bear. I was Mr. Bear.
I opened it when I watched the second tape in the possession of the Brahma police branch. The other subject I like to address is the number of jokes/fake emails I've been getting from people claiming to be Mr. Bear. Let's start with the second tape, as that is what traumatized me into stopping my search temporarily. After a few weeks of playing silent, I decided to ask Mitchell Wilson if I could view the infamous second tape. He had talked about, second tape he had talked about. I don't know why, I just felt that viewing the tape would give me some closure. Wilson was obviously reluctant to show me, but I was persistent.
It's a dead body.
An offer.
It's a bunch of little dead babies.
If I was still interested by the time I turned 20, he would show me the tape. Not being able to do much else, I just played the waiting game. By the time my 20th birthday rolled around, I was definitely still interested in viewing the tape. I gave Wilson a call, during which he admitted that he had hoped that I would forget about asking him again, but I was not taking no for an answer. You really need to see it? He kept telling me. You really don't need to see it, he kept telling me. But I did. I needed to see it. I had to at this point. Like, sure enough. I had to at this point. Sure enough, he invited me to the Brummel branch one Monday afternoon after having watched every Saw film and video of Animal Slaughterhouse in my ethics class. I was sure I would probably be able to handle whatever the tape could throw. That's smart. How naive I was.
What the fuck? Dude, bro. What? It's just babies.
To be fair, like, Saw is like actually freaking pretty graphic.
It's pretty graphic. If you had access to the Saw movies, then I doubt a bunch of children burning. What is it, like the screams where their souls leave their body? Because like,
I don't think they even scream. Like they're unconscious. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they would wake up and scream in pain. But I've been on fire. I know what it's like to scream in pain out of being on fire. How do you think I lost my eyebrows? Don't play with hand sanitizer, kids. It's really flammable.
Yes. It's a good story.
It hurts really bad. I had burns on half my face for like 6 months.
Mr. Bear's Cellar, episode 31. When Wilson went to collect the tape from evidence, the officer in charge of the evidence room shook his head at me, his face saying, "What are you doing?" Wilson explained that this tape includes the last known episode of Mr. Bear's Cellar.
I don't fucking trust this cop. This cop is gonna he's gonna be like, now you know the truth. It's gonna show on the tape that it's him, and he's gonna be like, now
the
you.
tape ends and it's just like, Elliot, burn with us, Elliot.
And then he just fucking tases him in the back of the neck.
Yeah.
Ah!
Chucks him in a bag, brings him to the pit.
No, not the pit.
Yeah.
I've been interrupting this story too much.
Yeah,
I'm scared.
for sure. I hope it's helping to talk. Okay. Wilson explained that this tape includes the known episode of Mr. Bear's Cellar. I rightfully assumed that I would be seeing the fate of the children, and began to feel a sense of dread. The episode opened into a forest, the usual one from the previous episodes. This fact took me a while to realize because it was night. The trees and leaves just looked like shapes dancing around in the darkness. A faint glow of light was present on the right side of the screen. There wasn't any apparent audio. It appeared to be a windy night, yet the trees weren't making any noise. Slowly, the camera began to pan towards the glow, revealing smoke rising from a hole, with the tips of the flame peeking over the top. Wilson paused at this point. "Are you sure you want to see this?" he asked me. I insisted on it, even though a voice in my head was telling me not to. The video continued. The cameraman moved towards the hole, showing a pit of fire. This was the hole that I had seen in the previous episode, only this time it was filled with shapes. I could see shapes moving around, fluttering, flailing, some motionless. I knew perfectly well what they were.
They will be.
The camera began to adjust to the light, and the burning flesh, red blackened, a blur of surreal movement and colors. I wish I could forget what I saw, but you can't forget a scene like that. This was not a horror movie, this was reality. Human beings were being killed in a horrifying way.
Yeah.
Fate that I could have
funny.
potentially met.
Funny, poopy, stinky.
Of course, the funny thing is we're reading this in a horror story.
Yeah.
It's like, this isn't horror in a horror movie. Like, isn't that like a trope?
I
But
guess
wait,
so.
no, that only happens in horror movies.
Like,
It's killed in a horror movie.
I don't know. I think burning human bodies isn't scary.
Have you ever seen, like, really messed up stuff on live leaks before?
No. Why would I seek that out on purpose?
No reason. I'm just saying, like, until you see this stuff, I guess, that there's certain, like, disconnect.
I don't know. I don't think it's... I could probably cut my own fingers off with this axe right now.
I wouldn't recommend it.
It was not on my left side. I went to reach for it, but it wasn't there. Now I don't know where it is.
I have it. No.
Still got the fucking crowbar.
The video suddenly cut to dawn. The camera now positioned further away from the hole. The fire was out. However, there was still smoke rising up. A figure was up ahead. I recognized it right away.
It was the
Mr.
cop.
Bear suit laid on the ground.
It's the
empty.
cop.
It looked just like unnerving as the suit was laid out in the shape of a cross. Cameraman did a lap around the suit, treating it like a treasured artifact. Placed at the head of the suit was a sign in bold red letters. INRI was printed. The camera moved back to the end of the suit, zooming in
What does that mean?
to the bear's face. The episode finally ended. INRI was also the thing, like, beginning and end before, like, that poem.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm just trying to
Weird.
figure out what it means.
Yeah, same. I was speechless. It was like a dream. You can find a lot of terrible things on the internet, but I had never seen anything like this. Wilson asked if I was okay, and I replied with a shaky yes. I assured him as we left that I was fine, and that the video gave me some closure over the whole incident. He didn't seem too confident in me, but he left it at that. He was right, though. I had nightmares for weeks. I gave up. I didn't care about the whole thing anymore. A sick man burned a bunch of kids alive, attracting them with a fake kids TV channel. I could have been one of his victims, yet I'm still here, and I suppose I should be grateful, but I feel guilty.
This dude's gotta be like, this dude's gotta be like 70 by now.
Only by pure luck. Yeah, I mean, he was in like kindergarten, right? Like in 2000.
No. What I mean is that this main character is now 20, and the dude.
And that was like 2011 too.
Well, the dude now is like 20, but when he was a kid when he watched the show, so the bear, Mr. Bear's got to be like 60.
Oh no, yeah, for sure.
Mr. Bear's got to be like 68 by now. You could probably just you could probably just kick him in the shins, and his arthritis would make him cripple over.
That's assuming he survived this whole Rona thing. You know.
I don't mean I mean by now in the story. This guy
yeah, for sure.
could probably just kick him in the shins.
No, by 2020, he's probably gone.
He's probably very dead. He's like...
Yeah.
This is 10 years later.
Exactly.
This dude was living out.
Guilty. Am I still here only by pure luck? 10 months later, I'm back, but now I need to address something else. My email has been flooded with messages. Some people ask for details, some ask if I can upload the tapes, and some people email me claiming to be Mr. Bear.
Piss.
First, I cannot get the tapes uploaded as they're
Police.
in police possession as evidence, and B, I have no idea how to transfer VHS onto a computer. As for people pretending to be Mr. Bear, you're not fooling me. When you have a dozen people pretending to be the same person, it doesn't work. I've seen a fake Local 21 YouTube channel, which is cute, but still not real.
Cute.
Even more annoying
It's creepy.
is the fact that someone hacked my account just to put up some demented poem about me on this blog. I'll leave it in the entry above this one, just to show you guys. I've contacted my webmaster about the entry and was told that it was posted on Halloween. Oh, spooky. Attached the email paintwithb@aol.com, which I assume is another joke email. I'm over episode 31 now. The images of what I saw will still stick with me for a while, but I want to do one last hurrah. I will get into contact with Mitchell Wilson again and hopefully get set up with the tapes in the possession of the other PL police branches. I'll try to update you as soon as I can. I'm sure this won't take as long. Take so long again. Thank you to everyone who still reads this. Elliot. And that's the last he posted. Okay. Wrapping up. Concluding thoughts?
Somewhat spooky.
Somewhat spooky.
I feel like it had too many spots where I was able to break the tension because it never built the tension. I feel like the tension never built enough for me to be like, it's scary.
For sure. And it's definitely not something that had like a real punchline. It's not like, oh, this so-and-so guy starts chasing me and I was... Yeah, no. Like,
they were trying
it was
to just
entirely like a documentation. Like
they were trying to make it feel like it was realistic, but also I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bit too sociopathic to care about a bunch of kids getting burned to death.
But like you go to horror and you hear all this stuff all the time. You know?
Exactly. I mean, I've cut people in half in video games with a big old chainsaw sword.
Do you still want to do one? Because I got time for like one. But
I could do one.
Cool.
Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. If you want to see me read the classic creepypasta story of Slenderman, you can head on down to the description of this video, where you will find a link to Jantone's channel, where you can find that footage from his perspective. We're going to do one more video like this, probably, while we're still in October. Probably release something on actual Halloween and try and read a scarier story. the audio quality should be a bit better then, because I haven't, this was impromptu, so. Anyway, thanks for watching. Yeah, have a good spooky season. This is Hayden signing out, and I will see you in the Skyhawklings. Remember to spread your wings and, of course, stay awesome. Bye.